Oh, we got you, and then we lost Gerard.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I think Gerard will join us back. Yeah, there he is. So we are live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Ivar's webinar series. It's super exciting to have you all joining us today. And we have an amazing topic to discuss. But before that, I just want to give a brief intro into LiveArt. So LiveArt is a Web3 platform for art. We have a Web2 department where we have an amazing art price database powered by AI. If you just go to liveart.io, you would be able to see latest art auction results and stuff like that. And we also have a department where you would be able to purchase and sell physical art, which is pretty exciting. Check it out. And we also have a Web3 department, which me and Lara are representing today. We onboard top blue chip artists to Web3. And today, let me just share my screen. It's always a little bit like it takes some time and effort to do so, but if you can just give me 1 minute. This April, we would be, can you see my screen? I think you can. I hope you can. So this
Yes.
April, LiveArt would be, thank you so much, would be launching an Ordinal collection, which consists of 1,200 unique artworks with you in June. You can go to our Twitter and check out the collection page here and also sign up for the WOW list. Yeah, those are the previews. They look amazing. And I would pass my word to Lara, who would be able to tell us a little bit more about the artist and his background.
Do you want me to introduce him now?
Yeah, I think it would be amazing.
So the artist is Yu Jun. He's a blue chip artist from China. He is very famous for this artistic movement called cynical realism that appeared in the 80s in China. And that was, it's a movement that appeared to criticize basically the society in which China was at the time. So it's all about, and you can see this in his artwork with a lot of laughing men. In very dark situations. So those people are laughing, but you can see in their eyes that they're actually suffering. And because China was very like would censor a lot of artists and of art, it was a good way to not say anything, but with a very meaningful and deep message behind. So that's what Yu Mingjun is the most famous for. And our previous collection with him was, I think, Lola, correct me if I'm wrong, but his first jump on the Web3. And now we're preparing something even bigger because we're taking his ideas and his artistic movement to put it in an even bigger Web3 space. And we wanted to amplify the message through this collection called Humans.
Thank you so much. I think it was a beautiful intro. Yeah, and oh, okay. And we also have Gerard here. Hey, Gerard. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background? Yeah.
Yes, of course. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting us today, Harto and I. I know that Harto is going to come back, but yeah, my name is Gerard. I have a few years of experience now in Web3. I first started as a freelancer, then I make an agency where with my associates we were working for other projects, mostly in development parts, so developing smart contracts, websites, DApps, something like this. And then we slowly started to try to create our own projects, and that's how we met Harto at the beginning of 2023. And yeah, when I met Harto, a few weeks after, I was sure that we had to do something together because he's such a talented artist, very humble, very nice person. And yeah, when I saw his community during the bear market, supporting him like it was the top of the bull market, and I was like, what the fuck, why? And then I understood why, because of the artist, because of his personality. He's not here for the money, like a lot of other people. We are here for the culture and trying to provide value to the space. And that's when we had this idea of creating Vivid. So we co-founded Vivid together with other associates that are working today on bringing generative artists. That's our niche, generative artists in the ordinal space. Today we have launched around I think 7 collections, 7 curated collections from 4 artists. And yeah, we are very happy to be here collaborating with the introduction of Yuming Jung to Ordinals.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So basically, as you've been talking, I've been wondering, what is the way for generative artists to join Vivid? Is it open to anyone, or do you have any like selection curatorial processes?
Yeah, but we are structuring right now. Our company is very young. We started a year ago, and at the beginning it was very very difficult to find an artist that wanted to launch with us. So we just found this very very talented Spanish artist called Medusa. It was our first one after Harto, and it was a time where nobody wanted to launch an Ordinal. So today a lot of artists are interested and are interested in Vivid, and I'm very proud of that, and I'm glad that people want to launch with us. In Vivid, hey Harto, in Vivid we do not only treat ourselves like a launch pad of collections. You know, we want really to support the artist before, during the launch, but also after. So that means maybe finding the right collaborations, like this one. We are introducing Medusa and Cybersea to this collaboration, but also representing them during exhibition, during events, and working with them on their artistic career. So we are more like a traditional gallery in that way. So if people want to collaborate with us, first they have to make sure that they have a long-term vision about their artistic career, and they are willing to work with us. So of course we are not asking that from the beginning, but maybe just have this idea in mind and contacting us via an application on our website, having this first call and see how we can work together. And yeah, people apply with the project, with the collection or not, and we just see if there is a fit or not. This is more like a relationship type of business deal.
Thank you so much. And also Harto, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Gerard already gave us like an intro on how you met, what Vivid Gallery does. And I want to jump to you and ask you, can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into the space?
Hello, nice to meet you. Can you hear me? Because I had a lot of problems. Yes, I started in 2020 in the blockchain with Ethereum. Not well, I knew Bitcoin, but I started with NFTs, and then I tried different projects, and I worked as an art director. I did a lot of things, and slowly I started to work more and more with my art. And in 2023, when Ordinals appeared, I went direct to explore explore the protocol, and since then I've been building in Ordinals mainly with Vivid, and I'm very happy of how it's going.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So, as I understood, you basically take some of the curatorial job at the gallery, right? Okay.
Yes.
And can you just tell us a little bit more about curatorial practice and even how to create digital art, if you would to explain it to a kid or somebody like, yeah.
Yes. When I started with Gerard and the team Vivid, I was very interested on the curation part. I think that's very important for for a gallery or for a project that works with artists to have an artist inside, because you understand all the problems, and I've been living all the artist journey all these years. So I try to apply all the rules that I use with me in the curation and also in the project management, the ideas, etc. With all the artists. I try to help them when we choose this artist. I try to help he or she, first of all, with the global vision of the project, the concept, choosing the palettes, the colors, and I think that it's very important, like, to take the project and create a sort of map of all the things that are involved with the art, especially in generative art and in projects that are related with technology, with code, with marketing, because it's not the same maybe with a project is only like painting, but in our case it's very complex, no? So I try to help in this artistic part and try to enter in the mind of the artist.
Well, I have a question. I don't know which one of you guys can answer best, but what about the execution of projects on ordinals? Like, how does it work for you?
I'll try to answer that. I'm going to take the example of Vivid. How do we do that? So, as we are focused on art and more specific generative art, for us it's very not easy, but ordinals are the best for that. Why? Because we are going to inscribe directly the code and not images. And so that's what we are used to do as a generative artist and generative art gallery. So first we select the artist, then, as Harto said, we start maybe revisiting the concept and try to understand if or how to present the collection to our collectors. And it's also this is a very important part, because when we're talking about generative art, for us, our vision is that the outputs are not the art. Of course they are art, but the outputs are only like a magnet that you take from one of your trips. It's a souvenir, but what you really have is your experience, your trip. And this here is the same. The art in generative art, it's really in the generative art algorithm. Why? Because you can generate thousands and thousands or millions of outputs, but the algorithm is really where the magic resides. So that's one thing, and we try to create a story, or how to present that to our collectors. Then in ordinals, there is no such thing as smart contract, but you must use your recursion if you want to create this sense of a collection. So what does that mean? Basically, it's you have a parent where in our case we inscribe the generative algorithm, and all the outputs are the children that are connected to that parent, and basically just use the code to create this piece of art. And here we create all the pieces that we want to have, so all the outputs, and that's the job of Harto. Maybe selecting from thousands and thousands of outputs takes a lot of time, but yeah, it's always choose. It's like I have 1,000 babies and I have to choose the best ones. It's very weird. And yeah, once we select that, we have to inscribe it. And when you inscribe, you have very, very different options. You can just inscribe on normal sats, or you can try, for example, say, okay, my collection maybe fits a very specific type of sat. I don't know. Just to give an example, on Artifact, we have this old storyline of, okay, Artifact, the last collection by Medusa, is a collection about constructivism and avant-garde. So we want to mix all the historic movements with the technology today, and we're like, okay, this is like an artifact using old things, but also new things to maybe bring that back to life. And for us, it makes a lot of sense, because an artifact is very rare, to inscribe this on uncommon sats. And for those who don't know, uncommon sats are are like rare pieces of fiat money. Like, I don't know, a piece of the year 1970. It's a rare piece. Okay, this is the same in the satoshis. You have sats that are more rare than others, and we inscribed all the collection on this. And then you have all your outputs inscribed on a very specific satoshi, and as they are all coming from a parent, you have your collection. That's what defines the collection.
Thank you so much. You explained it in a really simple way. Let me just, so as far as I understood, Satoshis can differentiate in their rarity, like you had this analogy with fiat money. Would the rarity of Satoshi influence the mean price of the artwork, of the inscription, or?
Yeah, it can, but nothing is fixed. Of course, is what do you choose to do with your project. But yes, of course, you have different values of this type of sats, and some sats are you can just come here today and say, okay, all the sats that end by 7073 are rare because I tell that are rare. If people believe in that, that's cool. But yeah, you have like some kind of rules that people that have a lot of power in the ecosystem tell this is your rare sats because this is the rule. And in the example of uncommon sats, I believe it's the first sats that come each block. So it makes some sense. You know, there are not going to be a lot of these uncommon sats. But yeah, some sats have more value than other, but it fluctuates a lot. And if you are going to inscribe on specific sats, maybe you have to include that in your price, because imagine if you spend, I don't know, $200 for a specific sat, you have at least to sell your piece of art or whatever for $200 if you want to to take your money.
To put an example, for example, rare sats are sold for 2-3 BTC. So, and in fact, it's interesting because you can take it as materials in the real world. It's like the other day, Thank you X, he was talking in Spaces. He was saying, yeah, maybe it's sometimes expensive to inscribe something in Bitcoin, but if you think in Web 2, when you are an artist, you take a canvas and you take oil and you take materials, you can create an artwork for $10, but you can also create an artwork for $10,000 if you bring the best materials, the best frame, etc. And I think that's a little bit like that.
Thank you so much. Actually, what I'm now curious about is actually preservation. So I think it's pretty easy with NFTs and blockchain and how they are being preserved. But if we are talking about Ordinal's inscription, what is the way to preserve it? How would it look in like 30 years, technologically wise? If you can explain it to me too.
Gerard, well, I can go with that.
Okay, yeah.
In terms of
I didn't hear the
in terms of
question. I'm sorry.
preservation, okay. In terms of preservation, Bitcoin, we think that it's going to stay here. I hope so, forever, or at least more than other blockchains. I mean, it's the mother blockchain is the first one. If Bitcoin disappears, I think that most of the blockchains are going to disappear. So basically, if we inscribe an artwork in Bitcoin, it's going to stay there until the blockchain disappears. That's probably going to happen if I don't know, internet disappear or the world stops. I think it's way more secure to put an artwork on chain on the blockchain than have it on physical, because you can have an accident, you can have I don't know, fire in your house, and you have an artwork and boom, it's destroyed. And happened a lot of times in art history. But with the blockchain, it's way more difficult because you can't delete it. It's on chain and it's immutable.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is also that governments or you never know what can happen, don't have a hand on that. And when you think about the story of art, you have a lot of wonderful pieces that have been burned during wars. My first example is Gustav Klimt. When we were working on Flora forms with the Belvedere, I love this artist, and it really resonates a lot. Like, okay, no, I want to inscribe things on Bitcoin because I know that in a war or something like this, no one is going to be able to burn this or to destroy this. And even if the art can sometimes be useful to I don't know, to help a political cause or whatever, it, it it has nothing to do with that. You have to disconnect that, and all those things cannot affect art. This is something superior that no one should ever try to censor or to destroy. That's at least our point of view, and with Bitcoin we can do that. That's perfect for us.
That's amazing. Just to clarify something, I think Harto said earlier. So for you, would you trust a blockchain like it's a matter of stability? Like if because you said you would trust Bitcoin because it's like the first one, the main one, and it's probably gonna be there. So like, would you trust? I'm sorry, it's just a question that popped up in my head, and someone asked on a Twitter Space one. Um, well, like, would you trust less something that is newer?
I think so. I mean, I'm not saying, for example, that Ethereum is going to disappear or Solana because they are established blockchains. Uh, but for now, like the main blockchain that we have been that it's always at the top and most strong and decentralized, and it's created because thousands of people are using nodes and they are mining, etc. It's Bitcoin. No, we don't know who created Bitcoin. There is not a real chief behind. We don't know anything really about the creator, but we know that it's a decentralized system that can be destroyed. So it's not the same with other chains. No, maybe you can. There are some chains that has only 10, 15 nodes, 20 nodes, or something like this. So you can literally attack this, even if it's complicated, and destroy a lot of things. No, not the case of Bitcoin.
That's very interesting. Thank you for your answer. Now I have a question. Do you like Harto or Gerard want to tell us more about the partnership on the human collection for you in June?
I will go then. No, for us, it has been clear since months that big artists like you and June were going to come. I I was expecting this, and we open our arms to all these artists because it's very important for the ecosystem to um, collaborate and welcome new artists that are not used to the ecosystem, to have like more mainstream media coming, museums, galleries, and to show that like we are here for the arts. We want to use the technology to inscribe the art and prevail cultural things, and the digital part is only one side, no, of the ecosystem. We are not only like to pump and dump schemes to create like trading, etc., but to use this art, no. So this opportunity was very interesting, and we are collaborating in how we can, and I hope that it's I don't know how to pronounce. I say Yue because I'm Spanish, but I'm very fan of his work, and we will try like to bring some good traits to the collection and help as much as we can with the community. So I don't know, Gerard, if you want to add more things.
Well, yeah, actually for us, and more specifically for Vivid, but because we can see the value for any artists that are going to collaborate on this. As I said, Harto, Medusa, and Cybersea, you are going to collaborate on this, and even if it's only bringing a few traits to the collection, you can already say that you collaborated with these huge artists, traditional artists, and that's very very cool for all the artists in the Web3 space. So that's for sure. But also for the gallery, for example, we are from Europe, and we work a lot with the United States, but we don't know anything, well, not a lot on the Asian market, and we know it's very very important because there are a lot of great collectors there that have yeah, to discover also what we do, and as Vivid is a major um, a major partner here on the Ordinals ecosystem for the art part, maybe collaborating with you and June is not only rewarding because of this chance, but also because some people are going to be interested in what we do too, even if it's different styles of art. Who knows?
What do you think about the combination of these two styles of art? How was it? Was it hard to create? What's your point of view on like the creation?
From my side, it was very easy. I had fluoroforms, and for sure, I don't have the time to create a new algorithm. I reconstructed things, and I think that also this is interesting for an artist because it's like uh, from year to year you start to have like different tools and you can pack things, and this is the case of this collaboration. Is like, okay, flowers was something that I used in fluoroforms, and I can readapt the algorithm to create something simple, but that don't take too much to the artist. So I wanted to create this balance between the bodies that he used and the background. So I created these backgrounds that we will share. That I think that's funny because we have this character, no, that I love, and then the flowers behind, and the same for the other artists. They like Medusa or Cybersea, they I think that tried to do like with their style and their algorithms ways of connecting with you in another form. But it's funny because like it's new styles, new ways of collaboration that's 30 years ago could be it was impossible not to do, and we are having like surprises with these mixes. So I think it's very interesting.
It's beautiful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing. Yeah. And Harto, can you just guide us through your practice? So, as far as I understood, you are writing a code which develops an image, and then this image would be inscribed on Satoshi, right?
Yes.
And then,
Yeah.
mhm.
Hmm. Usually, the thing that we do, because everything it's code is P5, so a library of JavaScript. We inscribe the script, and then with recursion we call this script, and you have only one line of code that is creating an artwork. Here in that case, I'm going to generate only the images, and those images are going to be inscribed because the project it's a mix of PNGs. So we are not going to mix code with. We need to simplify, you know. So the team is going to try to your team, like Art, your tech devs are going to try to reduce as maximum the size. That is not easy because there are a lot of colors, and we will see. But it's also an interesting part because it's like from code to image to code because it's another algorithm that is going to mix everything. No, so that's interesting.
Okay, okay, thank you so much. And so the other thing I wanted to ask from you, Harto, do you have any tips for artists willing to explore? I wouldn't say creative coding. I think it's like super complex, but maybe even trying to enter the ordinals. What would be your tips and where they should start?
Yeah, I think that some people are scared about ordinals. They think that because it's Bitcoin, maybe it's going to be harder, and I don't think so. I think that it's easier even than Ethereum. You only need to understand that these images or code are inscribed inside on chain on the blockchain. Like Gerard always explained this. It's like taking I don't know a coin and drawing inside of the coin an artwork, and then this coin is always going to be different. Now it's like this money is never going to be the same. So if you understand this, it's really what is it an inscription. You don't have a smart contract. You don't need an external person really to to create a smart contract. And now there are like several um, companies that created inscription on demand, or like a little bit like OpenSea. So it's very easy. You go, you inscribe. I don't know, even in Magic Eden, Gamma, there are several. Inscribe.io. There are more. So for the inscription part is very easy, and then you install a wallet like, I don't know, Xverse, that is the number one, that is like MetaMask, no? Looks like paid ads here that I'm sharing on the names, but it's
Yeah, they
really
haven't
they.
paid us. Please, Xverse sponsor.
No, they are not sponsoring. It's quite easy. So basically, like Ethereum, it's trying, putting your wallet, going test and explore a little bit. If you want to go more far away, I suggest to go to Ordinal's the KC GitHub, or the website where you can have the docs. That's what I did at the beginning, and I love it, like reading the docs and all the information, because it's very extensive. But you don't need it at the beginning. It's only for real geeks like us. We are always for the details. But yeah, and Twitter, going to spaces, etc.
Would you have done something? I have a very spontaneous question. Would you have done something different, like with all your knowledge right now? If you could go back and like do something different, would you?
Yeah, yes. Thanks for the question. Sats, my first collection. It was like very hectic, very complicated. The first week, I was learning everything fast and trying to find someone to inscribe. Like it was really the gold rush. Everyone wanted to inscribe before 10K, and we did it. We inscribed two artworks before 10K and the rest before 50K, which it's quite early. But I inscribed JPEGs, and I could inscribe directly code. And for me, that's like, I always going to be like sad because of that, because it's like the image is on chain but not the code. But this is the only thing that I could change. I changed it, but yeah, the rest, I think I'm quite happy of what.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Wow, Lee, thank you so much. And I want to go back to Gerard. I also feel like Gerard has an amazing power to teach people. So maybe you should consider like opening some educational course at Vivid Gallery, because everything that Gerard explained regarding ordinals was like really easy to understand. So Gerard, can you just tell us what would be the tips for an artist who is willing to launch an ordinals project, or maybe even like company? What would be your tips how to make it a success in a way? I would say even marketing wise and technology wise too.
Okay, that's a great but difficult question. Uh, People need to understand that ordinals are more community based than Ethereum right now. Some people compare that to the beginning of Ethereum. It's like, I'm nostalgic of the beginning of Ethereum because it feels like this now, ordinals. And the people that are there are very early people. As we said, there are not a lot of people yet, and when a lot of people from Ethereum are going to come, maybe it's going to change, maybe not. But they need to understand that community first, and you also have this old-fashioned way of doing things. For example, at Vivid, we only do private sales when we sell our artworks, for mostly private sales, and that basically means that people send us the money, and then we airdrop the pieces, and maybe sometimes weeks later, and you need a lot of trust in order to have this process. At the beginning, we could only do these kind of things because there were no Magic Eden and all the things, so it was really difficult. That's why it started like this. But what I mean by that is that build trust and build authority in the space. If you are not a very famous artist yet, I recommend to do a small collection or a small thing, just to in order to bring you visibility, and maybe you can do it for free. And I know that a lot of artists and a lot of people in general don't want to work for free, but it doesn't mean that you're working for free when you are offering something. You are always getting something in return, visibility, authority, and that's a lot. Actually, it's very, very valuable when you have maybe 100 people that are going to follow you and yeah, listen to you. And in this, not in ordinals, but in general, you have to fight for the attention. And when you offer things, you get this attention, and this is your opportunity to to present your collection, to present your style. And yeah, that'd be my tip. That's what I did when I first started in this entrepreneurial adventure. I work it for free for people that I love, that I wanted to learn from. And yeah, every person that is beginning should do that.
So basically, like the importance of visibility, right?
Yeah, but trying to have visibility by giving value in Web3. One of my favorite words to describe Web3 is sharing, and sharing is caring. When you share in Web3, you always get things in return, and that's what we do at Vivid. Like, we cherish our collectors because we know that we are here because of them,
Mhm.
and just to do small things in order to make them understand that we know that they are special.
Okay.
That's a lot. And for anyone that's starting here, is give, 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 give. And as the Beatles says, and in the end, the love you make is the equal the love you take. In Web3, is really that.
Can you give an example of something you did for your collectors recently, for instance?
Well, yeah, I shouldn't say that, but no, but for example, there is
You
a
do.
very, very cool collector in our Discord that wants an artifact. Okay, he really wanted an artifact. The last collection that we launched, and I know he supports us a lot, and I've been talking with him a lot, and he told me, bro, I'm so sorry, but I have to pass on this one because I do not have the funds right now. So I'm sorry. And I told him, bro, no worries. If you really want the piece, I'm going to reserve one, and I'll just sell it to you in the month or 2 3 months after the public sale. I don't care, because I know that you like the piece, and for me it's normal to reserve these kind of things. It doesn't change anything for me, but for the collector, it's a
Yeah, it
great thing.
means a lot. It's a
Yeah,
great gesture. Yeah. I mean, you definitely gain their loyalty for sure. But that's
yeah,
very
exactly.
sweet.
We
It's
don't do
not
that for
something
that.
that we say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
but we
No,
don't do that for
absolutely.
that. It's just normal for us to, because we are talking to humans, and that's something I will recommend to everyone in Web3, not in Ordinals in general. Is, don't forget that there is a human
Hmm.
in the opposite side of the screen, and treat it like human. Sometimes we get messages, when please, 20 whitelist spots, please. And bro, who are you? What's your name? Hi. Yes, I'm fine. Please, the very, very least. So, yeah, that's another tip. Treat people like humans because we are humans all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
I
wanted to
was
add.
good.
Sorry,
I'm
go.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, only the fact of giving. For example, from since the beginning in Vivid, we had the first collection that was Sats, and I think that half of the collections Sats had an airdrop. They are 75 collectors, and some of the collections we gave a piece to them because they were since the beginning. The same for me as an artist. When I started some years ago, slowly I understood that like giving, it works very well, and you get a very strong relation normally if people see that you deliver, no. And uh, most of the people that bought, for example, blocks 1 year or more ago, they received, for example, a piece for free then, and then whitelist to all my collections. And if you continue, I'm not saying to give always things for free, but if you keep giving to these people like whitelist or um, keep talking with them, etc., it's the thing that is going to make the difference. And it works because I see people that are here since the beginning, so that means that they are attached to their pieces because we take care of them, which is normal. I mean, if you see a traditional gallery, Normally, you see the collector, you talk with him or her, you establish a relationship, and it's true that sometimes in the Web3 is like too fast and there is no real connection.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It reminded me when we were selling out Boundless collection by Yumi Jun, it was like 999 NFTs, and we had some collectors who saw either an artwork that Vivart collected. We minted some for us, just for our personal reasons. And they were texting us. One collector texted us and told us that it was a close drop. So after the reveal, he said that he liked our artwork more and he wanted an exchange. And so we made this exchange for him. And we also had a lot of things going on our holders Discord where we were helping people to exchange their artworks on the secondary market. I was curious. So Gerard, you do private sales, but there is also a possibility to purchase the artworks on the secondary market with Magic Eden, right?
Yeah, exactly. All of our collections are listed on Magic Eden, and we love Magic Eden in a way because they help us from the beginning. We have done launch pads for every collection because, as I said, most part of the collection are sold by private sale, but usually we always keep a few pieces that are going to be sold through Magic Eden with whitelist in the initial sale. But yeah, you can find this on Magic Eden. You have all the links. If you want to check that, you can join the Discord. You'll have all the links. But yeah, people can collect this on Magic Eden. And the cool thing about Magic Eden today that they just added this creator tip, and for us that means a lot when people give a small percentage of their sale to us, to the artist and to the gallery. We share this revenue. Why? Because the artist needs to have this this revenue that comes to him just to be in the right mood to create and
Not
to
only that, sorry. As
only
an artist, I mean, the problem normally is that we create something, and it can take 3 or 4 or 5 months or whatever, and it depends on the artist. If you do a very big drop, it's okay. You maybe you have all your year or 6 months of money to continue living, no. But normally it's not the case. You do a drop and then you arrive at the limit of your deadline. So if you have a little stream that is coming every week or every month from royalties, it's going to help a lot. And
and
I
it also means
suggest
that your collectors are
create,
there and
yeah,
they support you. Like it's
yeah,
a kind of feedback. It's a message. Hey, I'm here and I'm still supporting you even 3, 4, 6 months after your drop. And for me, from what I see here is mostly for the people that have a very ambitious project. Imagine that you have a project that you're going to need 2 years in order to make that, and we want projects that makes 2 year, because I just don't want projects that need 1 week, because sometimes to have really masterpieces you need years, and to build for years you need support. You need to see that people are still there, and that's why also maybe another tip is just to create a Discord or to create something that is going to concentrate all your collectors, and that you can talk with them, maybe show your work in progress, and they can also give you feedback, and just saying, even if it's a message a month, and say, hey, I'm still here and I love your art and I can't wait for your next collection. That means a lot for a collector, really. For an artist, sorry.
and to be honest, it's only a little percentage. I mean, if we compare, like for example, 2% or 5% in traditional, I don't know, investments, maybe it's a year of benefits. But in crypto, that you have an artwork that can go 100, 200, 1,000% in 1, 2, 3 months. What is 2% or 5%? So if you are listening here, there are collectors. Please tip artists and creators.
Is that what pushed you to like go digital instead of traditional?
Sorry, can you repeat
The
the
question
question?
is, yeah.
I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi is absolutely terrible. I was asking, is that one of the reasons that pushed you to go more digital than traditional art?
Yeah, we
Yes,
don't have this in traditional art. I mean, yes, you can
Exactly.
have it with books, for example, but not like
yeah,
or maybe an illustrator if he's doing a book or something like
a
this.
musician,
But
yes,
usually, when you sell, yeah, but when you do a piece of art, you are not going to
Hmm.
receive anything. No,
Hmm.
I'm thinking on big artists that now they are selling for millions after years of being like a dead, etc. They don't, their families, they receive the prestige or maybe the fact that they own another artworks, but those sales are not really like bringing money to the family of the artist, no. So yes, it's a revolution, in fact, for the artists to keep receiving this stream.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I would say this is one of like my favorite scene in Web3. What I wanted to also ask you, I know Harto would be a curator at NFT Rome, so we will see Vivid Gallery showcase there. And what are your plans for the event? Just curious.
Gerard, NFT Roy is going to kill us. I don't know what we can say, but for sure that we are going to have a vivid artist there in a very beautiful place. We can't say the place yet. Old building. That's why I'm very excited because Rome. It's
you can't say the place because you don't
super
know how to
beautiful.
pronounce it. Stop lying.
Yeah,
You-
that's also the no, a very beautiful place exhibition with vivid artists, some artists that also are invited. I hope that live art is going to come. I don't know. I know that there are other projects that are coming, and could be nice to see more and more art because it's important, no? Because otherwise it's boring. You go to a conference and it's not beautiful, and if there is art everywhere, no.
yeah, and Rome is beautiful by itself. It's a very artistic city.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think my word is coming, but I'm the brand ambassador, so I would be there for sure. And yeah, it should be super exciting. And I think we would be able to meet in person, which is also super exciting. Um, I think we discussed it all, but before we end the webinar, this is what I normally do. If there is anything else, Lara, Hart, or Gerard, you feel like sharing or asking or just putting out there, just use this time to do so.
Well, I would say that that we're very excited to collaborate with you guys. I can't wait to see all of the collection, but more specifically the pieces with our background. So it's gonna be funny, you know. And for me, it feels like two musicians, very different musicians, working together, and sometimes it's going to create a huge success like David Bowie and Queen Under Pressure, and sometimes it's going to be Justin Bieber and Despacito. You know, you cannot know exactly what's going to come there, but that's why I'm very excited. And yeah, guys, if you are interested in Genard, just visit our website, visit our Discord, and we'll follow on the next steps of Juming Yun in Ordinals.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
And from my side, I'm very happy to see this. I've been waiting for months to see big artists coming to the space, and I'm very proud to be part of this. And I hope that we make history of ordinals. So let's build cool things.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed your energy, your answers. It was a lovely webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys
Very
for
good
joining.
questions. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
And
Bye